The scene in Thornhill is similar to many being played out across the border region. Volunteers keeping vulnerable neighbours fed as purse strings are tightened around this town of 1,500. But the steep rise in demand has surprised many here.
Before the crisis, on a busy month, our food parcels were available through the local library, and maybe 2 a month would be picked up, maybe 3, sometimes none. And that has escalated to now when it's probably about 40 a week, 160 a month. So it's off the scales is the growth in demand.
This vital service grew quickly from a standing start. Its volunteers say it's shown the local community at its very best.
What we've done consistently is to get the message across on Facebook to say, don't max out your credit card, don't go without meals. There's a community asset here that we want you to use. And we changed the name from the Thornhill Food Bank to the Community Initiative to try to take away the stigma attached to going to a food bank. And we've seen the figures rise quite significantly. They went up from 30 to 45 last week on the Saturday alone.
It's been lovely. I couldn't believe all the support we've had from strangers, people I've never met before, come week after week with donations. It could be jam or it could be a whole bunch of food, everything helps.
Charity manager Mark is delivering food for around 500 people a week across the wider area. He expects that number to keep going up.
I think what's happening right here in Thornhill shows what the real demand is if a way is found to overcome stigma. The stigma factor is just enormous. So many people really are in need of help but daren't be seen asking for it. They're worried about what the neighbours might say, local gossip. And I think with what John and Isla have done here, they've found a way for the community to get away from stigma. And everyone realised that, just about everyone's in a degree of trouble with this crisis. And when you then multiply the growth in demand we've seen here in Thornhill across the whole region, then yeah, it could be huge. But the way the community is reacting to it does give us massive encouragement that it can be met successfully.
As they prepare for another busy weekend, volunteers here are braced for the coming weeks as the longer-term effects of the coronavirus crisis start to bite. Bruce McKenzie, ITV News in Thornhill.